how is the investment of companies around metaverse going as of today? The estimations for metaverse are optimistic. The metaverse could generate around 4 to 5 trillion revenue by 2030. So, as I was trying to say, don't be alarmed by the crypto and all of those related technologies that many people are talking that believe and made you believe that metaverse is that. Metaverse is way more than that, and it's an opportunity for us consumers to get involved into it. To whom it may concern. Welcome another week to our weekly podcast Common Sense, in which we talk about a lot of different topics, a lot of different news, research, but overall we try to simplify things so they are super useful in our daily life and in our business activities and works. Today is no different than that. We've seen branding, we've seen marketing, Super Bowl ads, a lot of things. And today I found a really interesting topic that has been going for a while. I've been reading several articles, I've been thinking about it, and today we are going to see them. We are going to try go through all the material that is out there on the best and most simplistic ways possible. And overall, we're going to try to achieve or get something that is logically that we can apply our common sense to it to use in our daily life. So we improve a little bit, bit by bit, so we become better in today's world. Okay, no more delays. There's nothing more that I should go over. Not much has happened in my life or that should be acknowledgeable. Fucking word. But I'm still working on polarization on social media. It's a topic that is taking me longer than what I would like, but it's coming soon, I promise. In the meantime, what is our today's topic? Well, I have it in front of me. As always, I prepare a bit of guidance so we can actually talk through the topic comprehensively. And well, as you have seen in the title or in whatever, is metaverse. Today, the topic that I want to cover is the metaverse. It's a topic really interested to see because there is a lot of controversy around metaverse. Many people have the bias of thinking, well, we've seen NFTs and a lot of controversy around it. So people are against it and seeing it just like a dream of some kind of lunatic that the actual reality that it could be in the future. So this is why I want to go over several steps, what is going on already in the market, because metaverse is not a dream. It's something that is happening as of today. Since it's happening as of today, we're going to have some data, some numbers that is around this whole segment of the market. And we're going to see if we can actually do something to get inside this new trend that seems to be coming in the upcoming years. So let's go over it. It's important for me to acknowledge that the same thing I did with when we talk about the top 100 brands in the world, that was made by Kantar, that this is information extracted from McKinsey. McKinsey did an extensive review on several topics. So I took the opportunity to read them, get their bibliography, all the infographics and all the research they've done, and so share it with you today. I'm not the owner, blah, 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 but it's important to go over this. So first thing first, as I always like to start things, how is the investment of companies around metaverse going as of today? The most recent data. Well, let me tell you about it. We have some interesting factors. Microsoft, if you didn't know, bought or tried to acquire Activision Blizzard for over $69 million. Then we have all sort of small venture capital and private equity investors that are going in this segment for like around 12 to 14 billions of dollars. Roblox, which is an insane video game located with a huge fan base, has reported more than 58 million daily activity users in 2022 in their whole ecosystem. Roblox offers the full integrity of video games in their platform that they're trying to launch in the metaverse. Fortnite, another big one who tries something similar, just had more than 20 million sales in 2020, 20 million users, sorry, in 2020, and 9 billion in sales during 2018 and 19, where it was the big hit of Fortnite. And now, of course, the big one, who everyone knows about it, is Meta, who is spending continuously 10 millions annually on the metaverse development. So all these companies who are buying other companies, who are investing in small firms, all of them try to do the same thing: research and invest in a development, in a future development of the ecosystem. We've seen data which is absurd to us, to the average consumer. I will never get closer to this. I will never have, or it's unlikely that we'll have any sort of platform like this. But as I always start to say, what is this telling me? Okay, so we can see Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, who owns a lot of games related to the metaverse, or that could be translated into it. Of course, Roblox, the video game. Oh, it's kind of related to video gaming. Yeah, that's true. Meta is going off of this video gaming thing into a more social media environmental. But the overall is this promise of implementing video games, or some aspects of video games, into the metaverse and into the overall concept, which is attractive to users. Therefore, what else can we actually talk about it? The opportunity. Is it big? Is it an opportunity? Is it a risk? How are we actually settling on the fence? Well, the truth is, metaverse is both an opportunity and a risk. And this is something I always try to say. The technology, as of today, is so vast that we cannot understood completely. We cannot put 100% the efficiency of it. It's encompassing, like, it's, well, the average well, not the average, like, the technology is around a lot of different scopes, like artificial intelligence, one of them, big data, social media. So metaverse is not only a concept, it's the integration and combination of several ones that are already going. So social media is going up, big data, artificial intelligence. We're seeing the trends. So the potential is enormous, because what we need to understand is that metaverse is not some crazy concept of a lunatic. It's the overall integrations of diversification, gaming, social intelligence, social media, artificial intelligence, several factors in a ecosystem that could be like the new internet of the future. This is the extended concept of the metaverse for those of you who are a bit unaware of it. Now, what else can we take in consideration? The estimations for metaverse are optimistic. The metaverse could generate around 4 to 5 trillion revenue by 2030. This is 7 years ahead of us. 4 to 5 trillion dollars. Well, you have the number, is a trillion. So if Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for 69 million, you can see that the return of investment expected for this kind of platforms is insanely high. This, of course, is information that McKinsey is providing us through an extensive report. But this is not about the revenue, that overall revenue and profit that many big companies will have. Is that if they are telling us this is a market growing, we are on the optimistic side of the wave, where we can actually surf it and climb it to be in a new position that is integrating several scopes and positions. Therefore, this means that it's something to look for, have an eye on it, and keep ourselves there, not think it as something useless or that crazy idea that I was telling you around. I'm telling you to not get distracted, because as everything, when we are in the early stages of a market, of a business process, of whatever, there are always well, issues, problems, underperforming divisions, or like controversy around. On this case, this is no different than that, and well, this came all about the debacle or the downhill of the metaverse was caused by crypto. The crypto is a world that really didn't make honor to what metaverse is trying to build with all the NFTs, all the monkeys, all those technologies, those tokens that came out next to the metaverse actually diminish the impact, the positive impact that the metaverse is going. So, despite those of Web3 technologies that are related to the metaverse and that in the future could be implemented, we are not exactly talking about any related to crypto, to chain block, NFTs, or whatever. It is going a bit further. It's getting ourselves and our shoes away from that scope of crypto. So please bear in mind that this is by no means cryptos or NFTs, and that we are talking about something that goes beyond that. So, as I was trying to say, don't be alarmed by the crypto and all of those related technologies that many people are talking that believe and made you believe that metaverse is that. Metaverse is way more than that, and it's an opportunity for us consumers to get involved into it. And in relation with this, I told you about the 4 to 5 trillion estimated revenue. That of course is super optimistic that McKinsey offer us, but there is a segmentation and some clarification about why they expect it to be like that. In 2022, last year, they take in consideration, they take in account the revenue. The revenue was like 2 billion. 2 billion, I'm like 0.2 trillions, if it's better said, to 0.2 to 0.3 trillions of dollars in revenue. Okay, and this is of course taking in consideration other aspect, and you will see what they expect. But the point is, in 2022 they registered 0.2 trillions in revenue, and in 2030 they expect 4 trillions. That's a lot in comparison in just 8 years. Why? Let's go into what they actually talk about in these aspects. So we are going to difference two cases: the consumer, which is us, and then the enterprise, which are the big businesses. We're going to go through big businesses super fast because we are not going to be able to utilize much of it. In the low potential, we have central governments, constructions, consumer services, insurance, investment, local governments, resources industries, and utilities. This is the local potential because on a full integration environment, all these different companies, scenarios, and divisions could utilize the full integration for some of their daily activities. And this what means is if they're interested in the service, in the package that Metaverse and the companies like will build around it, they will pay a subscriptions-based model. I don't know how to say that word. It's incredible. Like they will pay every month to have access to the data, to the ecosystem, to the just in time information available, blah blah blah. This is really interesting because insurance companies will have access immediately to the data of their competitors, so they know how to readjust the offers for the potential consumers. On the medium potential, education, this is the big one: healthcare, transportation, and wholesale. My throat is still. Apologies, my throat is still a bit damaged. What I was saying, education is so important because think about the education system. You need to go hours a day in a classroom. Sometimes they're so packed with people that you can actually not pay attention because like 30, 40 persons attending to them. Then you would need to go other countries because there are special business schools or engineer schools that you want to attend to. Think about it having a full immersed system where the resources, where the classes, where the interactions could be done in a much easier way. This will alleviate the weight of the educations of the institutions and be able and allow them for restructurations in many ways. And you as a consumer would be also really benefit from it. And then wholesale and transportation, there is an example later on of a real example of how metaverse could look like. So we're not going to go through it. And then on the high end of potential, which is already going, is banking, it's manufacturing, it's media, it's social media, of course, all the professional services, all the telecommunications, all of them. That this is why Facebook and the Meta company is in here. Now, the consumer user case, it's way more interesting, and this is how we could generate insane amount of money if we play it correctly. On the low case, digital media is already going. VR and virtual assets already happening. Health and fitness, there's some kind of it. But on the medium to high is where we find ads, education, gaming, live entertainment, and e-commerce. Think about it this way. Metaverse is the new wave for streamers that were in tweets to go into a new platform, brand new, for people who build companies who build shops like like Shopify in a new place and have their brand and be gamers, be teachers, or be sellers in a brand new platform who has access to many more information and is way more efficient. And those who jump early will have the high cut out of this insane revenue. This is why for users it's important to pay attention in the metaverse, in e-commerce, gaming, and educations overall. And this is how we could get that revenue and build businesses on brand new areas that are not known as of today. This is why I told you, for me, it was really interesting looking at this splitting of the metaverse and how they do it step by step. And this analysis from McKinsey is brilliant because it gives us hints of where to act. If digital media was going to be that important in the future, it would be not a low potential case. Because in 2030, it's not about digital media, it's about the e-commerce, it's about the integration, it's about the overall packaging offering that we can do in them. So think about it. Now, I know that talking without giving examples, real value, and just asking you to use the imagination is hard. I know it. I completely understand that it could be super confusing and unclear to think about a future that hasn't been built yet. This is why I'll come in with two leading uses of metaverse as of today by companies that you and I and everyone around us know completely. These are companies that are already using the service in a way that us in our business could actually optimize, not in the full metaverse, because as I said, it's a ongoing process, but in our businesses. And this unprecedentedly like shopping experience and like this effectiveness in a channel that has evolved from one direction to two directional to now a three-dimensional directional kind of channel is where we can actually put our focus on. And these key activities that they do is through the brand marketing. This is why we present branding just last week, and the engagement that has that personal closeness to the consumer. The first case and the first use is Nike. Nike, the company itself, does not only sell apparel, does not only use their technology and their innovation as a way of marketing and campaign, of communication. They do it in many ways. They don't spend 16 billion yearly on innovation for nothing. Nike has hosted more than 26 million visitors at Nikeland, a place in the metaverse. Just like Roblox built it, Nike did it inside this video game. And inside it, they sold $185 million worth of digital assets, were like products like sneakers. This means just like Nike sells special edition shoes that also in the market, in the shoe market, on retail for high prices, they did it on the metaverse. And they are doing it now, people are buying it. Is it a good option? Can I replicate it? Not really. Should I have this business model in mind in the future for my e-commerce? Yeah, definitely. Because thinking about this way, take the NFT out of the equation. If we actually include real in-time, just in-time delivery, production and delivery, we could be selling on those live spaces our products to millions of users that just in time, just in real time, will be tracked, ordered, produced, and sent in seconds or milliseconds. That's a really good example of a chain going over a new channel, which is the metaverse. The second use of a company is on Starbucks. Yeah, the world famous coffee multinational channel store is using the metaverse on engagement. Instead of selling, they're trying to engage their customers through Odyssey. Odyssey is the upgraded company on this new metaverse platform. And what they do is they offer loyalty programs. Okay, they're trying to go for that gamification inside a new place where in games you can actually get the loyalty while playing and having fun, and then get rewards for third parties like Amazon, or in your AR has a special feature, etc., etc. But they do to promote overall the loyalty to Starbucks. If you get in there, if you have a tour of the coffee shops, if you get their products through there and then exchange it in a physical store, they keep you engaged and they keep you in loop constantly of the Starbucks experience. Well, there are more simplistic examples like Amazon with the AR feature of the shops, of real shops. IKEA having an app that's 3D, that gives you the shapes and the 3D of the furniture to place in your apartment, and other 3D developers and different tools that are out there. To sum up, what we actually get is both Nike and Starbucks are already using the Starbucks both to sell products, digital assets, or to promote engagement and loyalty. And this is really interesting because those are two big brands that are not wasting, using millions of dollars in a brand new platform that are wishing to get promoted. And if we actually, instead of trying to destroy what metaverse could be, try to look forward for it and put a grain of salt, we could actually be doing such a good for the market, the economy, and overall our own future, which is what we actually need to look for. Now, I told you that we are not able to use what Nike do in our advantage. So how can we actually take advantage of that, of the metaverse? We will not be able to generate neither those products, the effect that Nike or Starbucks does, or getting even involved in the metaverse because of the complexity and the lack of resources and high investment that we do. The barriers are super high. But as everything, if we pay attention to the shifts in trends, we are able to move rapidly. We are able to take these small opportunities that metaverse is getting. Now it's AI, the trend, but in the future, it's going to be metaverse. And there will be these mini, these copycats of ChatGPT, but in the metaverse, where you could build your own story and have a shop there and blah, 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 or your virtual city and engage with people, just like Habotel was back in the day. If we acquire that mentality of paying attention to trends, and then once the market start pivoting from one to the other, if we are proactive enough and fast that catch the next wave, that is how we would benefit from the metaverse. We're not going to be able to stop it, neither destroy it. It will be the sum consequences, but we need to be there in case it happens, so we can actually use something out of it. Who would have told us that TikTok would beat every social media platform in such a short amount of time? Well, Metaverse could be the next one who dethrone TikTok from the king of social media, or from the king of companies. Metaverse could actually surpass everyone. And Metaverse is not a company, it's a concept, but you get the idea. This could go anywhere, and we need to be there so we don't miss it out, or we miss it depending in our own interest. And the Mobile World Congress already saw us. ZTE, the company, launched a table that does 3D without glasses. Xiaomi new headset is brilliant. Sony and PlayStation VR2 are outstanding. The possibility of manipulating 3D, making replicas, creating equipment just from zero in the real world. This is an opportunity to gain a lot of experience, a lot of, I don't know, new barriers will be broke. This is interesting, and this is the mentality of the community. Is interesting. We're not gonna we're not gonna eliminate it from our lives. We're gonna keep an eye, and we're gonna have this common sense logic about metaverse in general. Not too preconscious about it, not too confident about it, just in the right spot. So we knew how to move around. This is key, at least for me. This is always my opinion. And but after reading this, I come to the conclusion of the metaverse. But it's looking quite interesting in the upcoming years. And we are 7 years ahead, 7 to 8 years ahead by 2030, which is the date, like the year that everyone says it will be the year of metaverse. Well, this 2023 has been the year of ChatGPT, so why not? Why not 2013, the year of metaverse? I keep drinking. Okay. No more stops. Next. Real case use of an explanation, a true explanation of the usage of metaverse. So, if by somehow you are an end-to-end supply chain, this would really interest you. If you're not, take the main concepts. But think about a digital version of an end-to-end supply chain where you get the raw materials and you deliver to the consumer. Okay, you take care of everything. In this 3D world, we know the process. It takes a lot of time, raw materials in a place, production, then the logistics, and everything is linked to a lot of, it's a complex change that if one of the pieces miss or fail, you're out of the equations. Now, let's think about an end-to-end chain connected into the metaverse, okay? So we have the supplier information on the distributor in real time, so it can give us early warnings, disruptions, problems to be immediately sorted with a new one in real time. Then we have the information of the research and development, so we know how the 3D productions, the pieces, the products, the investigation is going in real time, so we can adjust any problem, or if there is an issue with the product, could be modified in time, so the next shipment that goes out is fixed in time. And then we have the simulation of disruptions by workforce, by labor, by the machines. This could be already be tracked and real time take signals that we could track, and even more, the distributions we could adjust in real time the routes of the sellers, of the distribution companies. We could actually rearrange stores virtually, so we could provide with a product that is not physically but virtually. They could see, touch, feel, and if they decide to buy it in real time, ship it with prediction. With artificial intelligence, we could predict. So this results in an end-to-end supply chain that has no stock, that no stock will fall from months or days, that the financial costs are zero, because you're not producing until the decision happens, and you're working instead of a trial and error with an experimental model that has minimal disruptions, and the customer satisfaction increases overall because you're always on the right track to change what is missing. And this is the short explanation to a super complex problem where thousands of engineers and minds will need to work behind it, but it's possible. If I've already explained it to you in 5 minutes, what does it take to produce this in time? Years and money, but it will happen, and this is why I'm excited for it. Imagine it. No stocks. Things could change in so many good ways, and those set pieces could be used in so many other ways that isn't unimaginable for us right now. And those things is the greatness of it, not being able to imagine the future completely, because then we need to work for it and be ready, be anxious. I'm happy for it. I'm so excited for it. And well, um, this is the metaverse topic in reality. I don't want to go over a lot more things, because what's the point of me explaining for ages how the technology works, how companies use it, what are those places, how Roblox is making absurd economies, absurd amount of money with it. I don't even understand half of it. So let's be honest. This is just the explanation from a guy who knows nothing, pretty much nothing, that just read a couple of articles, get his opinion, shape his thoughts, and put it out there. This is nothing else than this is why it's common sense. There's no more science behind it. Science is gone. It's just, this look interesting. I have no idea how to do it, but I would love to. I would love to think about the metaverse. Like, how can be that metaverse in the future be? But that's my thinking process. Whatever. I think the camera has fallen. It changed positions. It's a mess, and I'm not gonna leave it there. Whatever. I'm gonna finish the day because it's been a chaos with my ring light, with another example and a use case of what could look the future for us. We talk about how could we use this metaverse in our favor. This has not yet happened. This hasn't happened yet, but there is history to back up. And this is the case of the e-commerce platforms. E-commerce wasn't known until like a few years. It hasn't been around, like they've been around since like 2006 or around. And one of the examples is Shopify. Shopify was one of the first platforms where sellers could offer products and build their e-commerce stores in there. So we are going to use Shopify, the big e-commerce platform, as an analogy to what metaverse could be in the future for us consumers. Imagine this. This is a real scenarios. This is the case of Thomas Bertrand. This was he's a Shopify seller, one of the first one to enter the business back in the beta versions of the. He used to sell bento boxes and other accessories, but he shipped from Japan to other parts of the world. This was international shipping. This means a lot of time creating the invoicing, a lot of time communicating with the distribution and with the consumers. And just the time it took him to prepare the order was like 3 to 5 minutes. Imagine that you start growing and you start selling thousands of units. The time growth exponentially. And that's if you don't make any mistake. If you make mistakes, this takes even longer and the cost multiply and the human error is there. And he saw one thing. He was offering, he needed custom invoicing. No one else was doing it before because that was a brand new platform. The distribution company didn't do it because it was e-commerce and they didn't know how to. But Shopify was there. Shopify had some tools to be used. And he thought the following, okay, if I need international shipping with custom invoicing, no one is offering it, but I know it is needed because I have the experience not as a seller on an e-commerce. That was back in the days. I had the experience as a seller. I know what people need. I am a merchant. So what if I create my own one? This is an opportunity that no one is doing yet because he was one of the first one. And he did. He created his own team and he developed an app. an app integrated first of all into Shopify. So nowadays, in many other e-commerce sites, that did what he needed. He just had the idea and recruited the correct people for the positions. So he says the following: okay, I didn't know how to create apps. Haven't done any app before. I'm no engineer. I just knew how to be a merchant and sell things around. But this is why I was the perfect person for this occasion. I had my experience and I took the opportunity to enter in a new platform and a new business model. And with this in mind, he knew what he had to do. He had no experience, but he knew what the end goal and the end product should look like. And with that, and a lot of effort, the correct team, and trials and errors, he developed, which is one of the few lucrative apps inside Shopify ecosystem, and the other ones. You get the point. The point was he was there. Thomas Bertrand Noone was there when Shopify started. He found an opportunity. International shipping wasn't well done. And he just developed his own app and his own new business on top of a second business to fix what no one was doing before. So now think about it in the metaverse. When new things comes, there will be ideas and solutions for problems because every time something new is created, a problem appears. Will you be there in the metaverse to offer a solution and get a piece of it, or we just leave it and join when everyone does? This is my point. Think about the metaverse as an innovation and as a market that will grow. Will you be optimistic and jump when it's needed? Took the risk and use it in your advantage, always with common sense in mind? Or will you just wait to the last second when everyone is in and it's just another trend that has gone? This is the metaverse. There is a lot more depth, there is a lot more complex around it. It is a really beautiful topic to go through, but it's a topic that need times, and I will keep coming back to the metaverse to provide you with some more insights, some more thoughts about it when I discover more things, when I learn more things better. As I always said, if you know something that is missing, if there is that piece, that key piece that you know because you're already into it, you have your contacts around it, please come in contact with me. Let's talk about the metaverse. Let's talk about any topic and generate a beautiful discussion where we can share our ideas. If not, and you learn something, I will be so pleased to hear your feedback back if that's the case. And as I always say, to whom it may concern, I'll see you in the next one.